We welcome in head coach Antonio Pierce. Coach, exciting day today. Tom Brady was just introduced as minority owner in the lobby. The entire organization, your team, staff, players, and football, plus the business side was there. What was that like?
That was great. It was great to see. It's kind of surreal for me, right?
Yeah.
Played against Tom, grew up with Tom in California, and just seeing him, from a player, college, collegiate player to an NFL player to one of the best of all time, and now minority owner. Pretty cool, to sit there and have that opportunity to talk to him throughout the weeks and pick his brain on things. Obviously, he's the ultimate winner in our sport, and I think he's a great asset to our organization.
Yeah, and it's about success in life. You're having it as a head coach where you came from to see what he's been able to do to get to this path with the Raiders.
I mean, it's cool, right?
Yeah.
To have the head coach be a former player, a minority owner.
Yeah.
Now be a former player, one of the winningest all-time players. I mean, I don't think you can ask for anything better.
Before we get to the Rams, let's talk about Devontae and the trade to the Jets. That is now a chapter closed in this building.
Yeah, I'm excited for Devontae, and I wish him the best going forward.
Okay, now as we get back to last game, you had the lead again. You had the team ready to go. They came out. Crowd was pretty intense with the Steeler fans there, and you had the lead up 7-3. The ball went on the ground a couple of times. How do you teach that to get off to the good start but sustain that energy?
Yeah, I mean, that's 2 weeks down the road. We got off to a fast start in the first quarter. I think great job by our coordinators and our coaches really buying into what we've been talking about, getting off to this fast start. And now it's getting to that second quarter. It's been back-to-back weeks where, we have a chance to, and the score was 7-6 at the time, and we put the ball on the ground. And to the defense's credit, they did a pretty good job for sudden changes. We held them to field goals there, and then, when you just keep having either turnovers or critical penalties at the wrong time, now taking away interceptions, taking away touchdowns, you hate to say it, but, that's an opportunity for us that's where we beat ourselves at. And we just got to do a better job, and we focus on each and every week. But it's really a conscious effort by the player, the position coach, the coordinator, and myself to constantly remind these guys, man, the most important thing for us is the football. And it's always got to end in the Raiders' hands.
How was the communication up front for Aidan? It looked like the chemistry was there, blocking and picking up the blitzes. How did that look when you looked at the tape?
Yeah, I think operational, you never worry about Aidan with that.
Yeah.
I mean, he sees the game. He understands what we're doing offensively, what we want to get into. He does a great job putting us in position to make plays. I thought he executed the game plan early very well, right? Got the ball out of his hands quick. He didn't even get touched so late in that game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thought the O-line, DJ Glaze did an outstanding job throughout. And I thought our O-line, at times when we was able to run in that, first quarter, late second quarter, we did a good job. And then we just got to maintain that level of success throughout the game.
I thought Diablo popped. He had a really good game. In Spillane's numbers, I see the numbers they give me, and he's at an historic pace in Raider history for tackles. Let's highlight your linebackers.
Yeah, man. I love watching good linebacker play, but it was really good to get Diablo back because, Robert's been carrying that load by himself, playing with different linebackers each and every week. And you saw Diablo. You saw this burst, the acceleration, the physicality. I mean, his eyes was right. He was moving like a linebacker. He was communicating. He brought another level of energy and physicality that we needed. And then obviously Robert Spillane, man, I can't say enough about what he's doing for us.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, the record's not what we want, but when you look at him and what he's able to do and help our defense and him individually, he's making plays, he's communicating, he's getting us in the right spot. And he's that physical and that emotional presence that we need. Everybody talks about Max Crosby, a great player, but there's always that guy that plays that Robin role that really, gets your team going in the right direction.
As we're in the middle of the week, we'll wait for the injury report. Do you feel like you're getting a little bit healthier considering what you've had to deal with the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, it's been tough, but, nobody's going to feel bad for us, right? Just go on, next man up mentality. But we are starting to get some guys back. We are starting to see that. And I'll tell you what, those guys are fighting. I went down there Monday and Tuesday, and they were in there in the training room and the strength and conditioning guys, and they're doing everything they can to get back. And that's positive to see. When you got 50 guys plus on a Tuesday just constantly grinding, trying to figure out how to get back on the grass and help their team out, we don't have any quitting this team, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Rams are coming off a bye week. Let me get your Sean McVay philosophy, big picture. I love doing this with you every week with the coach. You have so much respect for your opponents here, but this guy's a wizard with play calling. What do you see?
Oh, my gosh, shifts, motions.
Okay.
I mean, everything looks the same. Run, pass, play action, screen, shots. I mean, he's got one of the best quarterbacks, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time in Matthew Stafford, and he can throw any ball, any direction, any way he wants. But it's a lot of eye candy, and we have to be disciplined with that, right? You're going to get shifts. Then you're going to get a motion. Then you're going to get a pre-snap motion. Then you'll get something post-snap as well. So we have to do a really good job of just, focusing, getting our eyes, not looking at all the stuff going on. I told our guys, don't chase waterfalls, man. If you got the key and your key is a running back, you key to running back. If it's a tight end, it's a tight end. If you're too wide, it's that guard, right? So just have focused and lasered eyes. And really on the back end, they're explosive, right? They got some guys that can really fly. We got to do a good job keeping everything and playing from top down.
Kyren Williams has 22 touchdowns going back to last year, 6 already this year. Not a lot of yards, but a guy in that red zone, they obviously key on him to get it in.
Yeah, I had to check his bio.
Yeah.
He runs like a big boy.
He does.
He's a big boy now. You got to bring your pads with him. Physical runner. They do a good job of giving him different looks from the wide zone, the toss. But even when he runs inside, man, he's running downhill fast, and there's no fair dodging. Like I told our guys, man, we got to strap up, and you got to really wrap up and bring your hips when you tackle this running back.
You don't know if you'll see Cooper Kupp, but he's trying to play in this game. What a player. 2 years ago, he had one of the greatest seasons of all time.
Yeah.
And is that one of those guys in the shift and motion that you really got to keep an eye on him because he can catch the ball at the line of scrimmage like Brock, or he can get sneaky behind you?
And he can block. I mean, the way they use him for everything. I mean, they do everything with him. I mean, he reminds me of, he's like our Jacoby Myers, right? Does everything for us. But a really good player. Not saying I'm looking forward to seeing him play, but if he does, we're prepared and we're studying for him as well. But I think, you always appreciate what your opponents are able to do, but you don't fear them, right? Sure. So I think for us is understand who we got. If Cooper Kupp is all right, if it's Puka, whoever's coming, we got to be ready for him. And at the end of the day, I always go back to it. It's always about the Raiders, man. Just do our job. Keep our focus, keep our leverage, keep our eyes in the right spot, and then when there's opportunity to make the play, we need to make them.
Finally, they're dead last in rushing defense, 157 a game. And it seems like they bait you. You want to run the ball. You're trying to get your running backs healthy. Keep the ball, hold the ball, don't turn it over. This is an opportunity to really run it against this opponent.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the last 2 weeks. When we've dedicated to the running game and stay with it and been consistent and get our O-line going forward right away, we do a pretty good job of that. And we can't get discouraged when there's a negative play. I mean, that's going to happen in the course of a game, but just stick with it. Not so much worry about what their rush defense is because we're not the best rushing team, but we got to be consistent with it, right? And our running backs say, if there's a hole, we got to let it rip and hit it. And I like to see what we've done, and you see it with Jackson Powers and some of our other linemen finishing near the runner, right? I mean, if it's either diving over the pile or if it's pushing the pile forward, whatever we can to gain every yard we need.
Last one, you know as good as anyone. We own L.A., but we don't own SoFi. So we own L.A. We know that, and that's not going to change. But how do you get a win at SoFi? Because the fans are there, and they're going to be there for you.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to go back to it. It's key. The football always has to end in the Raiders' hands. We got to stop with the turnovers. It's enough already. I told our team enough is enough. Protect the football. That's our livelihood. Play sound football for 4 quarters. And what you're going to see from this team, and I'm telling you right now, is effort, energy, discipline, and physicality. And that's what we got to be. That's who I am. Shame on me for not maybe sitting here telling you that each and every week in our fans, and I'm hoping that our team shows up and does that Sunday.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.